So oftentimes a lot of people are worried a lot about equipment right at the beginning, and I want to tell you, don't be worried about equipment. Equipment is the thing that comes after you build up the audience and after you can put some investment in. However, if you are a business owner, sometimes people like to have very good video right from the start. They can afford it and they want to do it. So here's how you do it. There are 3 points of interest here in the video space. We got sound, we got light, and we got video. Those are your 3 things that you really need to focus in on. First, we'll go over sound. I use microphones like the Blue Yeti or the HyperX Quadcast. I use both of those microphones pretty often, and I really like those. The HyperX is what I use for more of my podcasting style videos, and the Yeti is used for videos like these and for meetings. I have a Yeti back here, and I'm also recording with the Yeti here. So as you can see, I really do like the Yeti. Those are my favorite microphones, so go check them out. Next thing that gets overlooked in sound is AirPods, especially if you're doing a video with friends. Up above the shot, I have a pair of AirPods Max. Those are the greatest headphones. So if you have a ton of money, I highly recommend invest in some AirPods Max. Greatest headphones I've ever worn. I can preach by them all day, and I'll probably buy another pair pretty soon. If you're not rich and bougie and you don't want to buy a $500 pair of headphones, buy some of these. Buy some AirPods Pros, take the investment. It will go a long way. The reason you want to buy AirPods Pros or some sort of headphone is just so you don't echo during your speech. If you're talking with somebody else, especially if you're doing some sort of meeting, you don't want to echo. You want to be able to provide some high quality audio. So especially if you're doing a podcast, get you some AirPods. If not, get you some Beats. Beats are great too. My Beats actually just broke as well, so I'm down to just using my AirPods Pros for now until I can get another pair of AirPods Max, which will be coming soon because they are great. The next section I want to move into is lighting. This one's pretty easy. I use umbrella lights. I hate ring lights because they leave a terrible glare on my glasses. So if you can get some umbrella lights and position them kind of above you, mine is pointing this way, pointing down at me. That way it won't really glare. Now the one over here kind of glares if I look at it too bad. Like here, it'll glare on my glasses. If you get them to be positioned to the side of you, the lighting will be very good. Sounds pretty easy, but I also think that another overlooked part is backlighting. Lighting like this Gamecock's light here and the lighting like the light next to it are also very important, as well as I have some lights on this shelf. I have some lights up above me. They're LEDs. That kind of stuff is super important. Even the lights in this PC right here, super important. I think these go a long ways. Also, as you can see, I have some lighting behind my desk that kind of makes some very nice backdrop lighting. I also have some lighting behind my computer that makes for very good lighting, and I really like that. I also have a light that shines on this window here, which is actually open right now, which usually I close all my windows so that I can have just the light that's inside. So make sure you're looking out if your windows are too bright and lighting up your backdrop too much. Mine aren't right now, but if they are, get some blackout curtains. Great investment. I have some, and I have a light that shines at my blackout curtains so that you can see that the window is closed. Very great. I bought a cheap, like maybe $10 lamp at Walmart that shines onto that window that kind of brings it out some more light in the background. So that kind of stuff is very simple things, but I highly recommend investing in some umbrella lights like these. As far as video goes, I highly recommend either using a tripod or the continuity camera mount. I really like the iPhone's ability to record, so if you don't have a camera, I would highly recommend don't buy a camera, buy an iPhone 14 Pro. That is the best investment that you can make as far as video quality goes right now. I think it's the highest top-notch camera for that price range. If you have more money and you want to spend it on a good camera, I can go into that a little bit more in depth with you. You can just DM me and I can help you pick something out. But the iPhone 14 Pro is just unmatched at this point. If you're using the iPhone 14 Pro recorded in cinematic, if you already have an iPhone, you're like, I have the iPhone 12 and I don't want to get the iPhone 14, or I have the iPhone 13 and I don't want to get the iPhone 14 because I just got my iPhone 13, don't worry about it. It works very good. What I will say is if you're on a 14 Pro, use cinematic mode. If you're not on a 14 or a 14 Pro, do not use cinematic mode in your video. Use just regular video. Make sure you go into your settings and change it to 4K. Same thing if you have the 14 Pro, make sure you go change your cinematic settings to 4K as well on 30 frames per second, and you will have a beautiful video. This video here is actually shot in 1080p on an iPhone 14 Pro using the continuity camera feature to my MacBook so that I can see myself as I'm talking and I can engage with myself as I'm looking into the computer. If you want to learn more about this, I might make a whole video on continuity camera. It's the greatest feature, probably my favorite feature that Apple has ever introduced on any of their devices. So if this video helped you, I don't charge anything for these videos. I provide a ton of free value. So just DM me on Twitter, reach out, share the video. If you actually liked the video, you thought you found some value, you have my permission to create content out of it. So go ahead and share it.